Hello everyone. So I got this book from my classmates, The Chronic School Hater by Ngozi Ilondu, and I feel like she did a really good job because um sometimes I don't feel like going to school. I wouldn't say I hate school. School is a place for learning generally, so I wouldn't say I hate school, but sometimes I don't really feel like going to school. So this book has helped me a lot and given me a different perspective about school. And I do not like subjects like math and science. So this book has really changed how I see those type of subjects. So the back says, if you've ever been disgruntled about school, written an exam you hated, slept in class, got called stupid, or especially if, like a lot of us out there, you're a chronic school hater, you'll enjoy this hilarious but practical book on redefining learning. The Chronic School Hater is a book that helps teens find learning's happy place for themselves instead of waiting for educational reforms. That's exactly what this book does. So, this book, let's see what's inside. It has the School Haters Dictionary. Look at it. I'm not gonna call the words because of time, but it also has Thank God It's Friday. Now, for me, that normally struggles to get out of bed sometimes to go to school, I really love Fridays because Fridays is a half day in my school. Um, every other day we close by 3 p.m., but on Fridays we close by 1 p.m. and we don't get to do so much subjects on Fridays. And plus, there are extracurricular activities on Fridays, so I love Fridays in my school. My beef with math and biology. I told us earlier that I don't really like all these science subjects, so this book has given me a different perspective about subjects like that. What if there were no exams? I asked myself this question several times. What if there were no exams? It will, make me learn freely and not have this anxiety in my mind to read and pour out all these things I've learned into a piece of paper. In as much as exam is very important to see what a child has learned all through the term, I feel like exams are overhyped and your grades don't define you. So, um, Akada's Guide to Jacking. So let's see what an Akada is in the dictionary. An Akada is a student who likes to read at all times, in all sessions, in order to appear smart, even though he or she practically sleeps all through the reading process. So that's who an Akada is. And let's see what jacking is, slang for reading or studying. That's what jacking is. And so she talked about how she does night classes in this book and how she always sleeps off because she's not a night owl. And I feel like everybody has different times that their brains function properly. So it's all different. Anybody can read anytime that they feel like, okay, their brain is alert and can grasp what they're actually studying. And the next one, why we have bad grades. Why we have bad grades. She explained that everybody's learning, the way everybody learns is very differently, and she also used uh the ANT Farm show to explain this, that the way everybody learns and the way everybody grasps information is very, very different. And so we should try to learn that way, the way that we understand better. Um, Memorize or perish. She says that um, if you do not understand what you're memorizing, it's not worth memorizing at all. That's the whole point of studying and reading, to help you in the future and to make you understand what you're actually reading. So, how is it going to help you if you don't even understand what you are reading? So, memorizing is not really a good way to, read and study. What the report card can what the report card refused to see. Oh my god, she talked about, in this chapter she talked about how she always came last in her class, and how her mom always scolds her and her mom always flogs her and does all manner of stuff, but it still doesn't change because the way she learned and the way the teacher taught is different. So we should always find out the way our brain works. Who stole my brain? So She thought that school stole her brain. But no, it's because of her addiction to TV and addiction to gadgets and electronics that actually stole her brain. So everybody's got their thing. Finding learning's amusement park. She says finding learning's amusement park is finding how you can learn better and how to make education more interesting. Um, the honorable teacher caller. Okay, that chapter is very hilarious because in her school, surprisingly for the first time, she got third position. And in her school, whoever gets first position is the class prefect. Second position is the assistant, and the third is the teacher caller. Who is the teacher caller? A teacher caller is someone who calls the teacher, and because sometimes their class is really far from the staff room, sometimes teachers really forget that they have a class there, and teachers try to avoid being in that class because they were notorious. So I would say, so the honorable teacher caller, she got third position, so she was the teacher caller surprisingly, and so she hated boring classes. So what she did was she wouldn't call the teachers she knew that their class was going to be boring, but the teachers that she really loved and she actually thought their classes were interesting, those are the ones that she would actually call. Wow. um Movies, myths, and a whole motley crew. Multifaceted. I love this multifaceted because it tells you are talented. It talks about talents and what and your courses in the university when you want to go to the university. It talks about how no one should influence the choice you make about the courses that you want to study when you get to the university. It also talks about talent and whatever you are good at. It could be um computer, it could be anything at all. You just have to find a course that actually goes with your talent and you will make it in life, even if your parents do not actually approve of it, and even if your parents or art wouldn't get you anywhere. If you want to be an artist, it won't get you anywhere. If you want to draw and you want to paint, it won't get you anywhere. Go to art exhibitions and ask for the price of those paintings and you will know whether it actually gets you somewhere, because artists actually make a lot of money through their paintings. So yeah, that's an example. Table for two. This chapter she made us is a date with yourself and your mind. Think about, she wrote a whole lot of questions here that she wants us to, think about to make our choices in life. The dilemma of a 6-year-old. I have to open to this. Yeah. Dilemma of a 6-year-old. It just talks about when she was at nursery and they asked them what they wanted to be in future, and they started writing, I want to be a banker when I grow up, with an official car and a driver. I will have 2 houses, a duplex, one in the city and one in the village, with a handsome husband and 4 children. I don't just want to be a banker, I want to be a bank manager within 3 years of working because I work really hard. That's the dilemma of the 6-year-old. When she was 6 years old, she actually wrote that. So yeah. Holiday bug. She talked about how she loved holidays and how she like plans her holidays every time, what the new skills that she's going to learn, everything that she's going to do all through the holidays, and that kind of thing, Yeah. And final words. All her final words were just quotes. Yeah. And this quote that she wrote: let whatever you read make sense to you. Never stop improving yourself. And she also talked about laziness. Laziness is the act of doing your homework immediately the teacher enters the class to mark. It is further defined as grooving all through the term and dusting your books off the cram 2 hours before exam. Laziness is when you convince yourself that losing a mark for an incomplete note is not a big deal. Laziness expresses itself in all the unfinished assignments you have in your school bag. Laziness is the feeling of satisfaction you get when you meet fellow classmates who have not done their assignments and open their books to read. Laziness is preferring to read posts on Facebook rather than read the articles that you went online to read in the first place. Yeah, So that's all about this. And she also wrote her biography. I feel like she did an excellent job making this book because it helped me a lot, and I feel like everyone out there should get this book and read it because it's really creative and it gives you a whole perspective about learning. And that's it for this video. If you have a love, see you and God loves you more. Bye.